Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, prosperity seems to elude you? Do you feel like there is something blocking the flow of abundance in your life? What if we told you that the key to unlocking your fortune lies right within the walls of your home? Maybe you think it's absurd that cleaning is just a matter of hygiene and order, but Buddhist wisdom teaches us that our home is much more than a simple shelter. It is a mirror of our soul, a reflection of our inner world. Every object, every corner, every gesture related to cleaning the house influences our energy and our destiny. Neglecting to clean the house means neglecting our spiritual growth, accumulating useless objects, leaving the kitchen in a mess, not ventilating the rooms. These are all mistakes that, according to Buddhist tradition, attract bad luck and prevent prosperity from entering our lives. But fear not, because the venerable monk Soai, with his infinite wisdom, will guide us to discover the 10 most common mistakes we make during cleaning and will teach us how to transform them into opportunities for purification and renewal. If you stay until the end of this story, you will discover how to free your home and mind from negative energies and how to transform cleaning into a ritual of gratitude and prosperity. In addition, you will know how to attract abundance and luck into your life and how to create a harmonious and welcoming environment for you and your loved ones. Get ready to open the doors of your home and your heart to Buddhist wisdom. A fascinating journey awaits you, a journey that will forever change the way you see cleanliness and your life itself. But before continuing, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay informed when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. The autumn wind blew through the stone lanterns of Kiyomizu-dera Temple in Kyoto, carrying the scent of bamboo groves and the sound of bells announcing the start of the day. Pilgrims, wrapped in warm kimonos, crowded into the main hall, eager to hear the words of the venerable monk Soai, known throughout Japan for his wisdom and compassion. Soai, with his serene smile and eyes shining with an inner light, bowed to the audience. "Welcome, dear friends," he began in a warm and enveloping voice. "Today, I would like to share with you some teachings on homemaking, an art that is often overlooked, but which actually conceals profound spiritual truths." An aura of curiosity spread among those present, so I continued, "Our home is much more than a simple shelter. It is the reflection of our inner world, a mirror of our soul. Keeping the house clean and tidy is not only a practical duty, but an act of respect towards ourselves and towards the energy that surrounds us. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that every object, every corner, every gesture related to cleaning the house can influence our well-being and our prosperity." So I paused, looking at the attentive faces of the pilgrims. "There are 10 common mistakes," he continued, "that we make during cleansing that, according to tradition, can attract bad luck and impede the flow of positive energy. Let's explore them together, learning how to transform these mistakes into opportunities for growth and renewal." Not cleaning the corners well is the first mistake we can make. The corners of the house, so I explained, are like the most hidden recesses of our mind. That's where fears, regrets, negative emotions that we prefer to ignore accumulate. The dust that accumulates in the corners represents stagnation, the inability to let go of the past. So I told the story of Hannah, a young woman who lived in an old and neglected house. Hannah often felt oppressed and unmotivated without understanding why. One day, an elderly monk passing by advised her to carefully clean the corners of her house. Hannah followed the advice with skepticism, but as she removed the dust and cobwebs, she noticed that she felt lighter, as if an invisible weight were being lifted. In the weeks that followed, Hannah's life changed radically. She found a new job, reconciled with a friend with whom she had argued, and began to devote herself to her passions with renewed enthusiasm. When we clean the corners, Soai continued, we are not only removing dust, but also the energetic blockages that prevent prosperity from entering our lives. Imagine energy as a river flowing through your house. If the corners are blocked, the flow will be slowed and the water will become stagnant. Likewise, if our mind is filled with negative thoughts, our life energy will be blocked. So I invited the audience to reflect on their own homes and lives. Are there corners you are neglecting? Are there emotions you are avoiding dealing with? Next time you clean your house, pay special attention to the corners. Visualize the dust as your negative thoughts and let the broom sweep them away, creating space for light and serenity. Leaving dirty dishes or an uncleaned kitchen overnight. The kitchen, so he continued, is the beating heart of the home, the place where we transform ingredients into nourishment for the body and soul. Leaving dirty dishes or food leftovers overnight is a sign of disorder and disrespect for the abundance that has been given to us. So I told the story of two brothers, Taro and Jiro, who ran a small restaurant. Taro was a diligent and tidy man who cleaned the kitchen carefully every night. Jiro, on the other hand, was lazy and messy, often leaving dirty dishes piled up in the sink. Despite both of them working hard, Taro's restaurant prospered, while Jiro struggled to attract customers. A clean kitchen, Soai explained, is a symbol of gratitude for the food that nourishes us and for the energy we receive. When we wash the dishes carefully, we express our willingness to welcome new blessings. Leaving the kitchen in a mess, on the other hand, creates a stagnant environment that repels prosperity. So I suggested that pilgrims transform the cleaning of the kitchen into a moment of meditation. As you wash the dishes, he said, concentrate on the gesture, perceive the temperature of the water, the smell of the detergent. Give thanks for the food you have consumed and for the energy that has sustained you throughout the day. In this way, cleaning the kitchen will become an act of purification and an opportunity to cultivate gratitude. Keeping broken or useless objects. Attachment to material objects, so it continued, is one of the main causes of suffering. Holding on to what is broken or useless represents our resistance to change, our fear of letting go of the past. So I told the story of an old samurai who jealously guarded his sword, now rusty and chipped. The sword had been his companion in countless battles, a symbol of his honor and valor. But as the years passed, the sword had become a burden, an obstacle to his spiritual path. One day, the samurai decided to get rid of the sword, throwing it into a river. At that moment, he felt a sense of liberation, as if he had freed himself of a burden that had oppressed him for years. Broken or useless objects, Soai explained, represent past experiences, relationships that have ended, emotions that no longer serve us. Keeping them in our home means preventing the new from entering. Every object we let go of is a step toward freedom, an opportunity to create space for new experiences and new joys. So I urged pilgrims to take inventory of the objects in their homes. Ask yourself, is this object useful to me? Does it bring me joy? Does it still represent me? If the answer is no, it is time to let it go. Donate, recycle, get rid of what no longer serves you. In this way, you create space for abundance and prosperity. Don't ventilate spaces daily. Air, so I said, is the breath of life, the symbol of renewal and purification. A closed and stagnant house is like a blocked mind, unable to welcome new ideas and new opportunities. So I told the story of a village struck by a terrible epidemic. The houses were closed, the windows were barred, and fear reigned supreme. One day, a doctor came to the village, and advised the villagers to open the windows and let fresh air into their homes. At first, the villagers hesitated, fearing that the air might carry the disease. But finally, they were convinced to follow the doctor's advice. To their great surprise, the epidemic began to recede, and the village came back to life. Ventilating the house every day, Soai explained, allows energy to circulate freely, purifying the environment and bringing with it new opportunities. Fresh air is like a balm for the soul, helping us to free ourselves from negative thoughts and find serenity. So I invited those present to do a simple exercise. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, open the windows of your home and breathe deeply the fresh air. Imagine that the air brings with it vital energy, prosperity, and joy. Feel how your body and mind regenerate, ready to face the day with renewed enthusiasm. Storing objects under the bed. The bed, so it continued, is the place where we retreat to rest and regenerate our energies. Storing objects under the bed disturbs our sleep and creates a cluttered environment that negatively affects our mind. So I told the story of a princess who suffered from insomnia. She'd tried every remedy, but nothing seemed to work. One day, a wise man advised the princess to remove all the objects she had stored under her bed. The princess, although skeptical, decided to follow the advice. To her great surprise, that night she slept soundly, as she had not done in a long time. The space under the bed, Soai explained, should be free and uncluttered, just as our mind should be free of thoughts and worries when we fall asleep. Accumulating objects under the bed creates a sense of disorder and heaviness that affects the quality of our sleep and, consequently, our vital energy. So I address the pilgrims with an invitation. Before you go to sleep tonight, take a few minutes to clear the space under your bed. Remove boxes, books, clothes, and any other non-essential objects. Imagine creating a sacred space for rest, a place where your body and mind can regenerate in peace. You will find that your sleep will be deeper and more restorative, and in the morning you will wake up with new energy. Allowing garbage to build up. Garbage, so he continued, represents anything that no longer serves us, whether physically or emotionally. Allowing it to build up in our home creates a stagnant environment that blocks the flow of positive energy. So I told the story of a farmer who, out of laziness, let waste accumulate in his field. Over time, the land became dry and sterile, incapable of producing fruit. Only when the farmer decided to clear the field and fertilize the soil did the harvest become abundant again. Just as the earth needs to be cleared of waste in order to bear fruit, so I explained, our minds also need to be cleared of negative thoughts, toxic emotions, and painful memories in order to flourish. The accumulation of waste, whether physical or emotional, creates an unhealthy environment that attracts misfortune and prevents prosperity from manifesting. So I invited the audience to reflect on their habits. Are you a hoarder? Do you have trouble letting go of things you no longer need? Next time you clean, be decisive and ruthless. Throw away anything that is broken, useless, or that doesn't bring you joy. Imagine that with every item you throw away, you also throw away an emotional burden, creating space for new opportunities and new experiences. Neglecting the front door, so I said, is the point of contact between our home and the outside world. It is the place through which the energies, opportunities, and people in our lives enter. So I told the story of a merchant who, despite his best efforts, could not attract customers to his shop. One day, a passing monk advised him to paint the front door a bright color and decorate it with fresh flowers. The merchant followed the advice, and to his surprise, his shop began to attract many customers. The front door, Soai explained, is our calling card, the first impression we give to the world. A neglected, dirty, or damaged door conveys an image of disorder and closure, which repels positive energy. On the contrary, a well-kept and welcoming door invites prosperity and good fortune into our lives. So I advised pilgrims to take care of the front door with love and care, clean it regularly, repair any damage, decorate with flowers or plants. Imagine that your door is a portal that attracts abundance, joy, and new opportunities. Every time you pass through it, feel welcomed and protected by its positive energy. Using excessive chemicals, nature, so I said, provides us with everything we need to live in harmony and well-being. The abuse of chemicals creates an artificial environment that disturbs the natural balance and negatively affects our physical and mental health. So I told the story of a gardener who, obsessed with perfection, used all sorts of pesticides and chemical fertilizers to tend his garden. Over time, the plants lost their vitality and the garden became sterile. Only when the gardener returned to using natural methods did the garden regain its beauty and harmony. Chemicals, so I explained, create a dense and aggressive energy that disturbs the flow of vital energy in our home. Choosing natural products, such as vinegar, baking soda, or essential oils, allows us to create a healthy and harmonious environment in tune with nature. So I invited those present to experience the benefits of natural products. Try replacing chemical detergents with natural alternatives. You will notice the difference not only in the air you breathe, but also in your energy and mood. Cleaning your home will become an opportunity to take care of yourself and the environment, creating a space of peace and serenity. Don't clean mirrors. Mirrors, so I said, are portals that reflect our image and energy. A dirty or fogged mirror represents a distorted view of ourselves and the world around us. So I told the story of a young geisha who, insecure about her appearance, avoided looking at herself in the mirror. One day, her teacher gave her an antique mirror and told her, "Look at yourself in this mirror every day and learn to love your inner and outer beauty." The geisha followed the advice, and over time, her self-confidence grew and her beauty shone even brighter. Cleaning mirrors, so I explained, means taking care of one's image, both physical and spiritual. A clean mirror reflects our inner light, our strength, and our beauty. On the contrary, a dirty mirror attracts negative energies and creates confusion. So I urged the pilgrims to clean the mirrors with care and attention. As you clean the mirror, imagine that you are removing not only the dust, but also the insecurities, fears, and doubts that cloud your vision. Look at yourself in the mirror with love and compassion, recognizing your beauty and inner strength. Having dead or rotten plants, so I concluded, are living beings that bring vitality and harmony to our homes. Lush plants represent growth, prosperity, and abundance. On the contrary, dead or rotten plants symbolize stagnation and lack of care. So I told the story of a monk who lovingly tended a small Zen garden. Every day, the monk watered the plants, removed dead leaves, and spoke to them softly. The garden was an oasis of peace and beauty, a reflection of the monk's inner serenity. Plants, so I explained, are sensitive to the energies that surround them. If our home is filled with tension or negativity, the plants will suffer and wither. Taking care of plants means taking care of your home and your life energy. So I invited those present to bring plants into their homes and to care for them with love. Choose plants that you like and that adapt to your environment. Water them regularly, talk to them, sing to them. You will see that the plants will respond to your care with lush growth, bringing joy and harmony into your home. So I concluded his speech with a radiant smile. Dear friends, home care is a journey of awareness and love. Every gesture, if done with attention and intention, can transform our home into a place of peace, prosperity, and harmony. Remember, your home is your temple, a sacred place where you can cultivate your spiritual growth and happiness.